creating your title and subtitle is the single most important piece of writing you will do for your book. In this video, we'll discuss how to choose the title for your book. We're Roger and Carolyn Nielsen. We're longtime writers. We've written books, magazine articles, advertisements, television commercials, all these kinds of writing. But now we want to help business owners to write the books that represent them.
In this video, we'll discuss how to create a title that is short, catchy, and to the point.
In creating your title, first of all, create a working title, something that you can refer to it until you come up with the actual title. Make it descriptive as you can. It will change as your ideas develop. The first word of your title should be the same as your subject. The reason for this is that most directories list titles in alphabetical order. If they can find you both by title and by subject, you get double of the exposure and get placed better in the directories. In my book, Writing Content, I chose writing content because writing was the subject matter and content was a key word. So it lets people know that it's about writing. It'll be categorized in the writing section, and people looking for how to do content will find it. The book basically is about writing magazine and internet content, and people will be able to find it quickly if they are searching for these two subjects. When creating your title, you make it as short as you can, but when you make your subtitle, you can make it much longer. The purpose of the title is to grab attention. The subtitle is to explain what the book is about.
Searching on Amazon, you can get ideas as to what is out there and what is popular. Another way to research is to use the dictionary and the thesaurus so that you can come up synonyms for the words that you're thinking of, and you want it to be creative. That's why you can use words that you look up in the thesaurus.
Key in on making the title easy to recognize, easy to say, and familiar. The words you put on in making your title must relate to each other. Here again, writing content. People know immediately what the book is about, and so you try to get those words to work together.
Another tip is don't start your title with a number. And the reason is when librarians are cataloging and shelving books, that number doesn't fit in with the words, and so all of the titles that start with numbers end up getting shelved together. And you want that first word to describe what it is you're talking about.
Yeah.
And a number just doesn't do it. So you're really missing the boat if you use a number in the first word of your title.
You want your title to make a promise. You want your title to be something that people will immediately recognize. But most of all, your title has to be specific to the audience that you are writing. That's why it's so important to know your avatar. You've got to know how to relate to that typical reader so that your title attracts their attention so that they pick up and read your book.
Before we move on, comment below on some of your favorite book titles. We'd like to get a conversation going.
Book titles don't hold a copyright. You can name your book anything. The reason is that there are so many books, it would be very hard to copyright a title. But don't use proprietary names. Some names do hold a trademark. You need to be sure that before you name the title of your book, something that you've seen someplace else, make sure that there is not a trademark. Now you can make a title that's close to another title that's been successful, and I think people have used, for example, the Chicken Soup for the Soul, and have played on that as Chicken Soup for something else. You can do that if you want to hook on to that success of that other books. So you can hook your your title to the success of another book if you would like to do that. You can also use a play on words. They're a lot of fun to make a title out of as well. If you do piggyback to the other book and you have a play on words with that other book, use your subtitle to tell the difference between your book and the other one. For example, if you're going to go with a chicken soup for the soul, in your title say, we're not using chicken, we're using beef. And so this is really about that, or something. Distinguish yourself as being different.
You can test your title that you're thinking of. In fact, you can come up with several titles and test them on your friends. Ask your friends, what do you think this book would be about? And see if you're on track, if they're able to pick up on how well this title describes what you are trying to do. Another thing you can do is go to libraries and just look at the books on the shelves. Ask librarians what they think of this book, what they think it would be about.
You can also go to a bookstore and just check out the titles in the section where your book might be and see what is available there, and then imagine to yourself how well your title would stand out in that section. Your title and your subtitle must work together. It's a partnership deal. The title introduces the subject, the subtitle explains what the book is about. They must be compatible in order to carry the reader through the book.
If this video's been helpful to you, watch our video, How to Get an Idea for Writing a Book.